Yes, hi, I'm Sylvian, that's my name. I'm French-born, mostly illustrator for most of my life. I was self-taught. I was drawing a lot at home, so I can't say I didn't study because drawing a lot at home means getting better very fast. But I didn't really have teachers for a very long time. And the main teacher I had was when I was an adult, and it was a French comic book illustrator named Mobius. It was a blessed process because it's a chance that such a tiny percentage of people on earth can have. And it didn't used to be that way because historically the process was common. When you wanted to be an artist throughout centuries, if you had the desire, the burning passion, you found your way, you worked your way toward a master that you knew of. It didn't have to be Michelangelo, it could be a local master. It could be an apprenticeship to become, some kind of a woodsmith or somebody who works with fish or something like that. But every craft had to be learned, and you found a craftsman and you said, teach me. And the first response was, no, get out of here. And then you'd come back and he said, get out of here. And after 100 times, he'd say, okay, sweep the floor. So it's a tradition, historically, that art is not something that you just pluck off a tree like a computer program or an apple. It's something that you work for and you have to pass the test. And the reason it's like that is because the bar is always higher. For most of history, the idea is that every generation of masters places the bar higher and higher, building on what's been done, and pupils are asked to reach for the bar. So transmission was a craft that was very important throughout human history, which allowed art to expand. And today, it's such a rare opportunity. For Wacom, the moment that I became really aware that I had a connection was Intuos 4. And anytime I start talking about my liking older models to other artists, they go, Intuos 4. Something happened with that model because we're a community of people who fetishize that particular model. What do I like about it? It's a relationship between its size. I think the size of it and the weight of it have something that works somehow. The stylus has a weight that I like and it's kind of rubbery feeling. It's not wood, but it has a density that I can work with. And the contact and the resilience, the pressure system, is just right. It doesn't pretend to be what it's not. It's plastic, but it has just the right kind of bounce. Music is a big inspiration, but it's hard to explain how. Music is like a lifeline. Is it directly linked to drawing? I don't know. It's the right brain in both cases. Drawing and music is the right brain. I can't explain what it is, but music is something I'm very passionate about. And again, for most of the people I've worked with who influenced me, music is very important to them too. If I could go back in time and give myself advice or give somebody advice that I think was very precious in hindsight, it would have been advice, this is contentious, but I would say advice that's political and economic. I would have handed me a copy of Karl Marx's Capital, all 3 volumes. And then I would have sat my ass down and said, think very hard about the economic system in which you live and in which you want to live. Our work as illustrators and sometimes artists is to take the audience where we want them, and that's work. And it's like a plumber who comes to your house and redoes the whole system. If you don't know the physics of it, you're an ineffective hypnotist. And knowing the physics of it is hard work. And a day of work is getting out your tools, getting out your reference, your models, your 3D models, your photographs, whatever it is you use, get somebody to pose for you like the old masters, and spend hours just sketching the right posture, the right wrist, the right angle. It's not about going, I'm inspired, I feel. It's none of that bullshit you see in movies. It doesn't work like that. It's about observation and truth in terms of anatomy. It's your chops. It's what you can do or what you can't do. And if you can't do it, you learn how to do it and you've got 5 hours because the drawing has to be delivered tonight. So I work in flat surfaces. I reserve a zone it's just going to be the darks and then one that's going to be the lights. And then I detail it, but not too much. I don't want any of the color, digital color, to overtake the drawing. I still want the line to be the king and ruling the most of the kingdom. But the color can be very intense and very strong, and I don't mind going into near blacks or very brilliant contrast. I think contrast is what works. The contrast being the darks must be as dark as the lights are light.